The person driving that luxury car might be broke. The one living quietly in that house might be rich. And the difference between them can destroy your financial future if you don't learn to see it. We live in an era of performance wealth. You have been trained since childhood to believe that money screams. You see the Instagram reels, the TikTok hauls, the YouTube vlogs of day in the life filled with gold credit cards and walk-in closets. But here's the truth that nobody posts. According to a 2023 survey, 61% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That includes people earning over $250,000 a year. Yes, six-figure salaries. Zero net worth. Meanwhile, the real millionaires are statistically driving F-150s, wearing Timex watches, and shopping at Costco. The millionaire next door proved this decades ago. Most millionaires have never bought a luxury car brand new. So why does the lie persist? Because looking rich sells. Looking rich gets likes. Looking rich makes you feel powerful for 3 hours before the credit card bill arrives. Today, we are going to strip away the costume. 10 signs that separate the fakers from the fortune builders. This is not a video to make you feel superior. This is a video to save you from becoming them. Sign number 1, the entry-level luxury trap. They buy the cheapest thing the luxury brand makes and wear it like a trophy. Meet Sarah. She is 24, works in marketing, earns $55,000 a year. She just bought a $1,200 Gucci belt, the one with the giant double G buckle that everyone recognizes from a mile away. She posted on her story, Boss Energy. But Sarah's savings account has $400. She has $6,000 in credit card debt. Her car is a 2012 Honda with a check engine light. She bought the belt because she wanted to feel like she belonged in the VIP section, P10. Instead, she bought a down payment on financial slavery. Here is the psychological insight. This is called status signaling on a budget. You aren't buying the product. You are buying the logo. The luxury brand knows exactly what they're doing. They create entry-level items like canvas belts, keychains, phone cases, priced just high enough to hurt but low enough to be attainable. They are selling you the dream of being rich, not the reality. The consequence is brutal. You pay a 500% markup for plastic and canvas. That belt costs $40 to make. The other $1,160 is the price of your ego. Every time you wear it, you are reminding yourself that you can't afford the real stuff, so you bought the gatekeeper's ticket instead of the main event. Real wealth buys raw materials. Cashmere, leather that ages. Steel that lasts. Fake wealth buys billboards stitched on a fabric. Sign number 2, constant money talk. Truly rich people forget they have money. Fake rich people never shut up about it. You are at a barbecue. Someone brings up real estate. Instantly, a guy in a shiny suit jumps in. Oh, when I bought my Rolex Submariner, the dealer told me, or with my credit limit, I could buy this whole street. He mentions his portfolio 3 times. He drops the name of his wealth manager. He finds a way to turn every conversation, even the weather, into a flex. Meanwhile, the actual millionaire at the table is wearing a faded t-shirt, asking you about your kids, and eating a hot dog with his hands. The psychological insight is that this is compensatory behavior. People who talk about money constantly are usually terrified that you won't see them as valuable without it. They have tied their entire identity to a number. And because that number is often smaller than they pretend, they have to inflate it verbally. The consequence is severe. You signal to predators. Scammers, bad business partners, and jealous friends now know exactly where to hit you. Real wealth moves in silence because attention is a liability. Fake wealth shouts from the rooftops and then wonders why it gets robbed. Real wealth is boring. It has been there for years. Fake wealth is a new puppy. You have to show everyone every trick. He has a Moncler jacket. He has the latest iPhone Pro Max with the fancy case. His apartment looks like a Kith showroom. One day, his car's transmission fails. Repair costs $2,800. It is easier to buy a dopamine hit today than to delay gratification for 10 years. The brain craves immediate status. Saving $500 a month feels like sacrifice. Buying a bag feels like winning. But the bag loses 70% of its value the moment you walk out of the store. The savings account would have grown. The consequence is that you are renting confidence. You look rich on Friday night, but on Monday morning, you are one broken appliance away from a panic attack. When a real emergency hits, you lose the bag, the car, and the apartment, all because you wanted to look like you had already made it. Real rich people buy assets that pay them monthly. Fake rich people buy liabilities that cost them monthly. Sign number 4, the one-upping game. They cannot let you have a win. Your success is their threat. You just got promoted at work. You are excited. You tell your friend. He says, "That is cool, man, but I just closed a 6-figure deal. It was insane." You say you are going to Hawaii for vacation. He says, "Oh, Hawaii is basic. We just got back from the Maldives. Private overwater bungalow." You buy a Honda. He buys a BMW. Leased. You get engaged. He announces a destination wedding. The psychological insight is narcissistic competition. The fake rich person views every conversation as a zero-sum game. If you gain status, they feel like they lose status. So they have to constantly one-up you to maintain their fragile self-worth. The consequence is isolation. Nobody wants to celebrate with a competitor. Friends stop sharing good news. Family stops calling. You end up rich in things, but completely alone. Real rich people listen. They ask questions. They are looking for interesting people to learn from. Fake rich people are looking for an audience to perform for. Sign number 5, social media performance. If the camera is rolling, the credit card is burning. You have seen the posts. The humble brag in first class, but the tray table is plastic and the seat number is in the last row. The morning coffee with a luxury watch strategically placed next to the mug. The work from anywhere photo in a rented WeWork penthouse for $40 an hour. There's an entire economy built on rental wealth. Rent a Lamborghini for $500 a day. Rent a mansion for $200 an hour. Rent a private jet for a 15-minute photo shoot. People spend their entire monthly budget on 3 hours of content. The psychological insight is lifestyle inflation theater. They have outsourced their self-esteem to strangers with thumbs. Without the likes, they feel invisible. With the likes, they feel like gods for about 6 hours until the dopamine fades and they need another post. The consequence is devastating. You go into debt to impress people you do not know, people who do not care about you, people who will forget your photo in 4 seconds when they scroll to the next video. You are working a 9-to-5 job to pay for a fantasy that other people consume for free. Real wealth does not post. It does not need to. Fake wealth is a movie set, beautiful from one angle, cardboard from every other. Sign number 6, leasing luxury cars. They have a monthly payment on an asset they will never own, and they think that is smart. A young lawyer leases a Mercedes E-Class, $899 a month. He tells himself it is a business expense. He tells himself he will buy it at the end. But here's what happens. 3 years later, he returns a car. He has paid $32,364 in total. He owns nothing. The dealership polishes it and sells it to the next dreamer. Meanwhile, his friend bought a 5-year-old Toyota Camry for $15,000 cash, drove it for 5 years, sold it for $8,000. Total cost of ownership, $7,000. The psychological insight is that leasing is the ultimate trap for the fake rich. It gives you the feeling of ownership without the reality. You get to look rich at red lights, but you are a perpetual renter. You never finish paying for the past. You only qualify for the future. This is where it gets dangerous. Leasing keeps you in the payment mindset. You never experience the freedom of a paid-off car. You never learn delayed gratification. You are a slave to the dealership, the bank, and your own ego. The consequence is a cycle of never-ending payments. Real wealth buys assets that go up in value, like real estate businesses and index funds. Fake wealth rents liabilities that go down. Sign number 7, counterfeit goods. The irony, they buy fake logos to look real, but they end up looking desperate instead. A college student buys a replica Gucci backpack from a shady website. It costs $200. The real one costs $2,000. She thinks she is being smart. Same look, fraction of the price. She wears it to a networking event. A real executive notices the stitching is wrong. The pattern is crooked. The hardware is plastic. The executive does not say anything, but he files it away. This person lies about small things. She will lie about big things too. The psychological insight is that this is the lowest form of status seeking. You are admitting that you believe the logo has power. You are chasing that power. But you refuse to pay for the craftsmanship. You are lying to yourself first and to everyone else second. The consequence is that real rich people can spot a fake from 10 feet away. You do not look wealthy. You look insecure. And insecure people do not get invited to the real deals, the real partnerships, or the real rooms where money is made. Real wealth buys one good thing and keeps it for 20 years. Fake wealth buys 10 bad things and replaces them every 6 months. Sign number 8, get rich quick obsession. They chase the lottery, the meme stock, and the crypto pump. They never build. They only gamble. Meet Kevin. Kevin has bought 4 different online courses this year. Day trading secrets, NFT flipping mastery, Amazon FBA in 30 days, AI passive income. Kevin has lost $12,000. He has made $400. He knows the price of Dogecoin every minute. He cannot tell you the difference between a Roth IRA and a 401k. Kevin wants the result without the process. He wants the screenshot of a $100,000 day without the 5 years of grinding. The psychological insight is addiction to the fantasy. The get-rich-quick industry preys on people who want status but do not want work. They sell you a dream. You buy it because looking at your boring savings account is painful. The gamble gives you hope. The consequence is that you get scammed repeatedly. You become liquidity that real investors extract. You stay poor because you are addicted to the spike, not the slope. Real wealth grows slowly like a tree. Fake wealth burns fast, like a match. Real wealth is boring. Index funds. Real estate equity. Time. Fake wealth needs money now, so they can post about it now. Sign number 9, condescending money advice. The broker with a rented suit gives the worst advice, and the fake rich love to give it. You tell a friend you are saving for a house down payment. He laughs. Bro, money is meant to be spent. You only live once. Buy the watch. It is an investment. You tell him you are driving your old car for another year. He says you are stupid. You need to upgrade to impress clients. He gives advice like he is a millionaire, but his net worth is negative. He rents his apartment. He leases his car. He owes $40,000 on credit cards. The psychological insight is cognitive dissonance reduction. He needs you to spend money, so he does not feel guilty about spending his. If you save, it exposes his stupidity. So he mocks you. He calls you cheap. He invents reasons why spending is actually smart. The consequence is that if you follow his advice, you go broke together. Misery loves company, and broke people love dragging you down with them. The fastest way to stay poor is to take financial advice from poor people who look rich. Real wealth gives quiet, boring advice. Spend less than you earn. Invest the rest. Wait, that is it. Fake wealth gives loud, exciting advice that keeps you trapped. Sign number 10. Overdoing the luxury appearance. If they look like they walked out of a rap video from 2005, they are likely renting the chain. Head-to-toe logos. Monogrammed everything. Bright red bottoms. The full look-at-me uniform. A guy walks into a restaurant covered in Louis Vuitton, from hat to sneakers. Every surface has a logo. He is loud. He is proud. He is also probably broke. Meanwhile, the richest person in the room is wearing a plain gray t-shirt, dark jeans, and sneakers with no branding. You would walk past him without a second glance. That is the point. The psychological insight is that overcompensation is a mask. When you have nothing inside, you decorate the outside like a parade float. True confidence does not need a logo. True wealth is invisible. The consequence is that you become a caricature. People do not respect you. They tolerate you because you are entertaining. But they do not trust you with real responsibility or real money. Real wealth whispers. It wears no logos. It buys a $500 white t-shirt that looks plain but feels like silk. It buys anonymity. The richest man in the room is usually the quietest, plainest dressed person there. He does not need your validation. He has the bank statement. So we have gone through 10 signs. The entry-level luxury trap. constant money talk, designer items over savings, the one-upping game, social media performance, leasing luxury cars, counterfeit goods, get-rich-quick obsession, condescending money advice, and overdoing the luxury appearance. But here is the real question. Why do you notice them? Why does the fake Rolex bother you? Why does a leased BMW make you feel small? The only reason fake rich exists is because we have agreed to be impressed by it. Stop looking at their pockets. Look at your own balance sheet. The goal is not to look rich. The goal is not to spot the fakers so you can laugh at them. The goal is to be rich. Rich in time. Rich in freedom. Rich in silence. Let them scream. Let them lease the cars. Let them chase the likes. You go build. Real wealth is a ghost. You never see it coming, but you always feel it when it is gone.